moment you ask for accountability, they go cold. Hey, you're not imagining it. Today is about ethical influence and boundary setting when they redirect blame without directly denying anything. You'll learn how to stay calm, keep your independence, and mirror their clarity back at them. Picture a new roommate. They're warm all week. Then you say, "Can you do your half of the chores?" They say, "Wow, you're really keeping score." Suddenly it's about your attitude, not the sink. You start explaining, you list dates, you sound shaky, and they keep control of the story. Understanding is fine. Absorbing their spin is not. Do this. I'm asking about the dishes. What's your plan by tonight? The common story you tell yourself. You're not here to decode their moods. You're here to protect your standards. You think they're just stressed, so you keep being flexible. Then the roommate talk turns personal. You say, "Can you do your half of the dishes this week?" They smile and go, "Sure, yeah." Later, nothing changes. When you bring it up, they go flat. "Wow, you're really keeping score." Now the chores aren't the topic. Your character is. At work, it sounds even cleaner. You ask, "Can you confirm the deadline you set?" They say, "We talked about this already," and they move on in the meeting. They don't deny the deadline. They make you look difficult. And because they control the story in the room, you start explaining. You add context. You soften. You lose your independence one small step at a time. Understanding does not mean absorbing their blame. Do this. Ask one clear question, then stop talking. Say, "What exactly are you agreeing to, and by when?" The hidden pattern. Blame redirection without denial. You're not the investigator here. You're the standard setter. When they can't own a miss, they rarely say, "I didn't do it." They redirect the blame without denying anything. They shift the frame to your tone, your timing, or your character. Picture a roommate talk about chores. You say, "You said you take the trash on Tuesdays. It didn't happen." They don't answer that. They go, "Wow, you're really intense about this." Or, "You always make it a big deal." Now the story becomes you being difficult, not them skipping a chore. Next week it's dishes, then it's rent. Small violations stack until normal is you carrying more. Or at work, a new manager is warm in public, then icy in private. You ask, "Can you clarify why my deadline changed after we agreed?" They say, "This is why people struggle with you." You take things personally. They just use their authority to control the narrative, and they used your fear of losing status to make you explain yourself. The move is simple. Trade the facts for a vibe check, so you over-explain and lose leverage. So say, "I'm open to feedback on tone later. Right now, did you do what you agreed to do? Yes or no?" Tactic 1. Implied scarcity and selective forgetting. You're not the explainer here. You're the confirmer. When you ask for accountability, they act like the agreement never happened. Then they add speed, like time is running out. You say, "Can you take your turn on chores this week?" They go warm to cold. No reason. "I never said I'd do Tuesdays. Also, if you're going to be like this, I can just stay with friends." Now you feel the status drop. You start defending yourself. You list dates. You quote texts. You try to sound fair. That's the trap. The more you explain, the more they get to edit the story. Same move at work. You ask a new lead, "Can you own the client update you missed?" They smile, then freeze. "We didn't agree on who sends it, and we need to decide right now because leadership is watching." Scarcity, pressure, and your request turns into you being difficult. The reset is simple. You pause the whole conversation until it is specific. So say, "I'm open to talk, but first name the agreement you think we have and the exact next step you will take by when." Tactic 2. Your values used against you. You don't need to win their story. You need clean facts. When you point out a small inconsistency, they often grab your values and flip them into blame. Example, you're in a new leadership role at work. They were warm all week. You say, "You told the team Friday, but the deadline email says Wednesday. Which is it?" They go cold, no explanation. Then they smile and say, "Wow, you're really intense. Can you be kinder about it?" Now the topic is your tone, not their mismatch. And if you over-explain, you hand them the narrative. Or at home, roommate chores, they keep joking past your line. "Relax, you're the chore police." You say, "You agreed to take trash on Tuesdays. It's still here." They snap, "You're too sensitive. It was a joke. Why are you making it personal?" That is blame without denial. It normalizes the small miss, then repeats it. Your move is precision. One question, then silence. So say, "Which day are you committing to? Tuesday or Wednesday?" Tactic 3. Vagueness as leverage in authority dynamics. You're not chasing their meaning anymore. You're matching their power with your clarity. When details matter, they get vague on purpose. You ask for accountability, and they switch from warm to cold with no explanation. You say, "Can we stick to the chore schedule we agreed on?" They say, "Wow, so you're keeping score now." That is blame redirection without a direct denial. The sink is still full, but now you're on trial for your attitude. Or at work, you ask your lead, "Who owns the client follow-up and by when?" They go quiet, then say, "I just need you to be more of a team player." That turns uncertainty into leverage. If you push, they can paint you as difficult. And because they control the shared narrative, you feel the fear of losing status. So you over-explain, and you give up ground. Mirror their clarity back at them. Don't debate tone. Restate the request in plain words, then stop. You can be understanding without being absorbent. You can hear their feelings without carrying their fog. Do this. I'm open to feedback. Answer the question, are you doing it by Friday? Yes or no? Close with a concrete reset and viewer prompt. You're not asking for perfection. You're asking for accountability. You say, "Hey, can we stick to the chore chart?" They go cold. "Wow, you're really keeping score." Then they pivot. "If you weren't so intense, I'd help more." You don't defend your personality. You say, "Trash and dishes. What day will you do them?" Silence. Then, "I'll see." At work you ask, "Can you confirm who owns this deadline?" They smile, then freeze. Interesting tone. You say, "Owner and date. What are they?" Do this. Ask one concrete question, then stop talking. You're not the problem to manage. Here's where they slip blame without saying no. You bring up chores with a new roommate. You said you'd take trash on Tuesdays. They go cold. "Wow, you're really keeping score." Then they retell it later like you came at them. And the small misses keep happening until it feels normal. Don't defend your personality. Repeat one clear line. "Trash Tuesday. Can you do it today? Yes or no?" Understanding is fine. Absorbing their rewrite is not. Drop your short story in the comments. And like and subscribe if you want more.